be real.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be real.
So, when I was 30 years old, yun, 41 years old yung tatay ko, he got retrenched. All because nagtitipid yung company and they need to release some people, especially those na medyo aging na, para mas makatipid-tipid, even if talented yung tatay ko. Doon nabukas yung konsepto ko ng mahirap. Kasi, habang kinukwento ko sa kaklase ko na nawalan kami ng sasakyan, nawalan kami ng laptop, titipid kami ngayon sa bahay, and actually, bata, inosente. Hindi ko makakalimutan yun kasi ang unang-una niyang sinabi sa akin noon ay, naghihirap na kayo ng family nyo. So, paano? Nawalan ka ng trabaho, wala kang ipon, ano yung gagawin mo? So, kung wala kang ipon at natanggal ka sa trabaho, there's no other way but to be entrepreneurial and be creative and think of ways to earn. Look for small businesses na maliit yung kapital na you can start selling along your vicinity. Kung alam mo naman na you're for employment or for your corporate, always make sure that you're also able to enhance your skill habang nag-a-apply ka ng trabaho. Kapag kumikita ka na because of that, this is actually a good chance for you, parang binigyan ka ni Lord ng second chance to really rebuild and be responsible with your finances and build your emergency fund right now. So magkano yung emergency fund na dapat meron ka once you're able to start earning again? So number one, if you're independent, meaning wala kang binubuhay na tao, yung sweldo mo sa'yo lang. Okay na yung 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses to equivalent to your monthly income. If you have responsibilities, may anak ka, marami kang binubuhay, dapat naman at least 6 months to 1 year of your monthly expenses to equivalent to your monthly income. So our next episode, I'll share with you the right way in preparing for your retirement.
Part 3 of a 30-day series where I'm sharing everything that I've learned over the past 10 years as a financial advisor. I'm sitting outside of Target, so today I'm just going to rapid fire 5 different things that you can do to check in on your financial health and start making progress towards feeling in control of your situation. Number 1 is stop using a traditional savings account. I do not own one because it doesn't pay you anything. You only want to be using a high yield account. High yield accounts, some of them out there pay up to 5%, and you want to have a very specific strategy of actually how much cash you are leaving in those accounts. Number 2, stop using a debit card. I never use a debit card. I do carry it with me in case I need to access cash, but I use a credit card for everything and I pay it off every month. I like airline miles and I travel a lot, and I cannot remember the last time that I actually paid for a flight. Number 3, do not get roped into buy now, pay later. I promise you it's a scam. If you can't afford something, simply just do not purchase it. Number 4, stop with the subscriptions. We all have a few. We're going to have Netflix, gym memberships, things like that. But for a lot of people, it is completely getting out of control. And number 5, you need to know where your things are. I've talked to a lot of different people and they're like, oh, I think I have a 401k with this old employer that I used to be with, and they have no idea where it's at, what it's invested in. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm glad you're so wealthy that you can just lose track of $10,000. These are very basic concepts, so I recommend just doing a quick little self-audit to see where you are on these.
I'm 23 and I have reached financial freedom, and one of the ways that I grow my money every single day without doing a single thing is by liquidating my assets. And if you don't know what that means, it means that I do not let my money just sit in my bank account doing nothing. I put it into liquid form every single day. I do not let my money just sit there. I put it into either a McDonald's Diet Coke, or I'll put it into the Starbucks app. The Starbucks app I love because I can see my money grow. I can see myself get those rewards and put it into a brown sugar shake and espresso.
What is financial freedom? Financial freedom is pupunta ka sa restaurant ng gusto mo, as in, nagustuhan mo ng interior or nakita mo sa review na masarap kumain doon, at titignan mo yung menu at yung mata mo dito lang sa left side. Kasi kahit magkano pa yan, afford mo yan. Or another financial freedom is napagod ka, na-stress ka sa trabaho mo, magpo-file ka ng leave or mag-absent ka sa negosyo mo kasi gusto mo magpahinga at magbubuk ka sa isang magandang lugar, hindi mo titipirin yung sarili mo, magandang accommodation, pwedeng business class kung gusto mo, or kakain ka ng gusto mong masarap na pagkain kasi kahit magkano pa yan, afford mo siya. So that is financial freedom, the freedom to choose, to have options, to know na whatever it is, you can afford. Investment ba talaga yan or guni-guni mo lang? So, welcome to day 2 of my 30 Days to Financial Freedom series. Today, we're going to talk about what is the real definition of investing from a licensed professional. According to the dictionary, it is the action or process of investing money for profit or material result. The finance definition, it is a monetary asset purchase with the idea that the asset will provide income in the future. So, kung ikaw ay taong takot sa commitment, hindi para sa'yo ang investing. So, ito ang totoong definition ng investing. It is a commitment of a sum of money for a period of time to compensate para matalo ang inflation, at syempre, yung uncertainty ng life, yung pagkakasakit, early retirement, yung sudden family emergencies. So, how would you know na yung paglalagyan mo ng pera ay ginagawa sa tamang paraan? So, dapat yung kausap mo bago ka hingan ng pera, number 1, have identified your investment horizon. Dapat tatanungin niya, when do you need the cash? Kasi kung kailangan mo yung cash right away, then you shouldn't be investing in an aggressive one. Pangalawa, they have to assess gaano ka knowledgeable at experience sa invest. And next is, dapat tatanungin ka ng tao, gaano kalaki yung risk yung kaya mong i-shoulder? Is it okay for you to lose 5%, 3%, 4% in a year? It will depend on your risk appetite. Kung gaano mo kakaya mag-accept ng loss sa pag-invest. So in short, the true investing takes time, proper assessment, and proper understanding of risks so that you can continuously create a sustainable wealth. So tomorrow, I'll share with you what is the real definition of stocks and bonds, what's inside of it, so that matutunan mo at maintindihan mo paano ka ba nakakagain ng profit sa mga yan.
You need an emergency fund. Without an emergency fund, one unexpected expense or a layoff could force you to go into debt. Once interest starts piling up, it puts you further and further behind on your financial goals. An emergency fund isn't just a safety net. It's what keeps you moving forward. An emergency fund is typically 3 to 6 months of expenses saved into a high-yield savings account. Although I personally feel more comfortable with a full year, the amount that you decide to save is going to depend on your expenses, your risk tolerance, and your comfort level. And remember that saving for your emergency fund can take years. 3 to 6 months of expenses is a lot of money. It took me 5 years to save for my first 6-month emergency fund, so don't feel discouraged. It's supposed to take time. I recommend tracking small milestones along the way and setting realistic goals. Make your first goal to save $1,000, then 1 full month of expenses, then 2 months of expenses. It can feel daunting to get started, but consistency is more important than the actual amount you're able to save each month. And remember, actual emergencies do happen that can derail your savings, but I can't emphasize this enough. That's what it's there for. The purpose of this money isn't for it to sit in your bank account forever. It's to be used when an emergency inevitably pops up. Don't feel bad if you had to use it. Be proud you had it saved in the first place, and then start building it back up. This is 30 Days to Financial Independence, Day 5, Building Your Emergency Fund. And don't forget to follow for Day 6.
In 6 months, you'll be smiling from your new home, blessed with a fat bank account, have a loving partner by your side, and have radiant health. Claim it now. It's already yours.
I'm 23 and I have reached financial freedom, and one of the ways that I grow my money every single day without doing a single thing is by liquidating my assets. And if you don't know what that means, it means that I do not let my money just sit in my bank account doing nothing. I put it into liquid form every single day.
This is worth 500,000 pesos. Definitely seeing this right now, you're feeling, ano ba yan? May hawak siyang pera. When we see this, we feel so much negativity. We feel guilt, we feel shame, we feel anxious, we feel worry, we feel hate. A lot of people hate money. Wala naman siyang buhay. Pero ang galing niyang magbago ng buhay. Magugulat kayo dito. Ngayon ko na-realize, hindi kasya sa kamay natin. Yung love, yung abundance, yung grace ni Lord. Masyado natin binibigyan ng masamang image itong perang to. Well, in fact, this is just a symbol of His abundance. How come di natin ma-challenge si Lord to give us an overflowing of financial blessings? We're giving so much negative energy dito sa perang to na in reality nakakapagbago ng buhay ng tao. I hope that especially for Filipinos, we can be the light to other people, that we can create impact through this tool. We can magnify greatness, kindness with this tool. And hopefully, sa susunod, makita nyo to. Maganda na yung pakiramdam nyo. Yung giggle, excitement, joy. Kasi alam nyo na itong bagay na to, malaki yung nabibigay niyang pagbabago sa buhay ng maraming tao. Kayo, kapag nakikita nyo to, tong perang to, ano yung unang emosyon na lumabas sa inyo? Comment down below.